Hi everyone, in our last video I showed you how to transplant from a flask into a 2-inch pot. Today we have our celebration orchids, which our customers often buy as gifts, and we have our transplanting kit. So what I'm going to show you is how to get from here to here using the kit. So I'm going to briefly describe to you the differences between the three kits that are in front of me. So the first kit is our most universal kit. It can be used to transplant the Cattleya, Odontoglossum, and Oncidium varieties. Then we have the Paphiopedilum kit, and this is for the orchid that's otherwise known as the lady slipper. And our last kit is the Dendrobium nobile kit. So each of them has maybe different types of media mixes or an additional supplement that you would add to your plant after transplanting. So for demonstration purposes, I'm going to show you how to transplant using our most universal kit that transplants Cattleya, Odontoglossum, and Oncidium types. So next to it I have a Cattleya orchid, and these kits were originally created to be one per orchid plant, and it's really for our visitors who come and either want to take a gift back to friends or family that are not really familiar with growing orchids, and so we created a kit to help them be successful in growing. So I took out the instruction guide, and in here you should have a 2 3/4 inch pot, two types of orchid food. One is a supplement for growing, and one is a slow release orchid food. You should have a packet of bark and some tools. So this is your label for naming your plant after we transplant, a scoop for the organic supplement, and a packing tool for the media. So the goal of this video is to show you how to get from this 2-inch pot to pot it up into the 2 3/4 inch pot, so we have a plant that looks like this, very stable and centered. Okay, so we just start with opening up the box and gently taking out the plant. Just want to remove the rubber band and the plastic. Then you want to just squeeze the pot gently so that it releases the moss and the plant, and just pull at the base. Don't pull here at the leaves because then it may tear off. So just pull it right out, loosen the moss, remove majority of the moss. Be careful not to rip at the roots. It's okay if you have some moss remaining when you transplant. Okay, so you can leave a little bit of the moss behind. It kind of keeps the moisture in the media. Then you take your media mix, empty it out onto a clean surface. So you just want to fill your pot with about 1/4 inch layer, just to fill maybe about 1/3 of the bottom. Then you want to center your plant right in there and slowly add the bark mixture all the way around the plant. So at this point, this is what the popsicle stick is for. You want to gently pack down the media, but you want to be sure not to go too forcefully and smash at the roots. But it just kind of helps to pack the media into the small holes. Just continue to add more of your media, pack it down a little bit. You have just enough media to cover it all the way to the top. And then with your thumbs, you just press gently, press down. And there's your newly transplanted orchid. So now you can see that our newly transplanted orchid plant looks just like our demo plant. A couple of things that you want to note is that if you are doing this on your own without a kit, you just want to be sure that the media mix that you use is in proportional size to the orchid plant. So you don't want to use a bark that's like really big, because your orchid plant will be swimming in the bark. And when you transplant, you want the media to come up to the base. You don't want it to come up too high where you're burying the leaves underneath the media mix. Okay, so now that we're done with the transplanting part, you just want to be sure to look at the box, or if you got it from a garden center, hopefully it has a tag with a name on it. You can either transfer the tag onto your new pot, or just simply copy the name onto the tag that was provided, and then just insert it into your plant so you know what the name is. Okay, so immediately after transplanting, you always want to water. So I'm just going to put this into a dish. If you're doing it outside, then you don't need to have a dish that's collecting the water. And then you just want to be sure that you saturate the media, allow the water to flow through. Really just kind of drench the plant, drench the media, but don't allow it to sit in the water. You never want to do that and just let your plant sit there thinking that it's going to drink up the water, because that's not good for your plant. So just allow all the water to drain through, and the media will get dark. And then just shake it a little, and then put it wherever its new home is going to be. So after 2 weeks, you can start to add your slow release orchid food and the organic supplement. So you want to take maybe about 1/3 of the bag of the slow release, or about 1/4 of a teaspoon, and just sprinkle it over your pot. And then for the slow release, you want to add that every 6 months. And for the growth supplement, use the spoon that was included and take about 2 scoops. Sprinkle that evenly. And you want to do that every 3 months. For optimal growth, water regularly and fertilize as directed in the pamphlet, and give your orchid bright, indirect sunlight. So in about 1.5 to 2 years, you'll see that it'll start growing more leaves, and you'll get some shoots coming out. You'll also see that sometimes when the plant gets top heavy, it'll start tipping over. At that point where the roots are coming out, and when you're squeezing the plant and the bark is really full because the roots have really grown into the pot, then you'll know that it's time to transplant. So in our next video, we'll show you how to go from a 2 3/4 inch pot into the mature size 5.5 inch pot. See you next time.